Hello everybody, this is the Goofsome Fox coming at you with a match here in the buffed new Gundam. This is going to be a 700 cost match on Mass Driver Facility. It is an ace match, and yes, this is possibly the last video I currently have covering the 2023 December unit adjustments. The previous two were the Blue Destiny Unit 2 and the Double Zeta Gundam, and if I do finish it off with this one here, I do think the new Gundam is a pretty strong one to at least end off these buffs on, because I really like using the new Gundam. It's my main 700 suit. I've still been using it to this day. I've had it since it was, came out as the banner. So yeah, I have been using this suit for quite a long time, and pretty much I would say just overall why the suit got buffed. It's not because the new Gundam is bad or anything, quite the opposite. It is a really good suit, and I'd say out of the 4 stars, it's probably one of the easiest to use, just because it does have a pretty straightforward kit. I think the issue is that it really just became a victim of power creep. Similar to what I said in my buffed Double Zeta video with 650 cost, 700 has been in a similar boat where there's just been a lot of really good suits in all the departments that have been releasing. You have generals, you have the Unicorn Gundam when that was considered OP. Now I think it's in a bit more of a balanced space, but now for more recent examples, you have the Banshee Norn, which does have its own really good skills going for it. You have a lot of very powerful raids like the Sinaju Stein or the FF New Gundam, and then you also have supports like the Kshatriya, which is and then the FF Sazabi, both of which are really good suits from what I've seen of them. I do have the Kshatriya, so don't really play it though, but from what I've pretty much heard, the collective opinion on those suits are that they are pretty much just really good. So that's like I said, there's just a lot of competition nowadays that the new Gundam didn't really have to deal with when it was first released. Back then you had just the regular Sazabi, so really wasn't much there, and then there was just anything else that was, put at the 700 cost, any suit that was given a higher level. So yeah, quite a lot to take in there, but we're going to jump into the buffs here now. Not really a long list compared to the other stuff, probably because the suit is only the level 1 at 700. So really not too much to cover here. Starting off with unit features, we only have one buff here. I should mention, I don't know if I mentioned, this suit is a general, by the way. But starting off with the unit features here, the unit skill, Maneuver Armor level 1, has been given, and it's a pretty basic skill. Basically, when you're moving, you will not get stunned by instant stun weapons, which is really good for 700 because a lot of suits are equipped with instant stuns, so just having that is nice. And heavy staggers as well, which I think if you're boosting and you get hit with a heavy stagger, you won't get heavy stagger, you just get normal staggered, so that's also really nice. The next buffs here are for some of the weapons. The range main weapon, the new Gundam Beam Rifle, got a buff for a shortened cooldown time from 2.5 seconds to 2 seconds, and also reduced the heat rate of the charging while focusing fire. They actually have it misspelled on here. They have it as the hate rate. Yeah, the hate rate of the charging while focusing fire was reduced. So, yeah, some buffs of the beam rifle. I personally like using the hyper bazooka here because I just find it to be just a lot easier to use with the overall build of this suit. But actually, speaking of the new Gundam, new hyper bazooka, that also got buffed. That got a shortened cooldown from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. The reload time was shortened from 15 seconds to 10 seconds, and the weapon switching time is shortened, so some good stuff there. And the final buff here comes to the sub-weapon, the Fin Funnel X pincer. That is your lock-on funnels. And for this, the power was increased from 350 to 400, heat rate was reduced from 55% to 50%, stagger accumulation value was increased, weapon switching time shortened, reduced time to lock onto a target, and reduced time between shooting and the attack start. So, probably I think out of everything, the fin funnels there did get the most buffs, which really nice because the fin funnels are a pretty key part of using the new Gundam here, especially if you're trying to just get in extra damage. Very just nice weapons to have on, so nice to see those get a little bit of a buff. And yeah, that is everything here for the new Gundam. And again, very glad to see that this suit did get a few buffs, because it's been... I gotta keep comparing it to like the Double Zeta Gundam here. It was the first 700, similar to how the Double Zeta was the first 650, so like I said, there's just been more competition nowadays at this cost, especially since a few other suits have been getting buffed, so seeing the new Gundam get a buff really doesn't seem like the most surprising thing. And like I said, like, it's not major buffs, but they are definitely a lot of helpful things that I think are going to help this suit in the long run really just kind of keep up with what's been releasing recently. I think maneuver armor on this is going to be very helpful with just, you know, how prominent stuns are, like at 700, even in the game in general, like, you know, instant stuns and stuff are just a big part of GBO2's meta, and 700 is definitely no stranger to that, especially since a lot of suits have, like, multiple instant stun weapons, so that just kind of makes it even more, like, useful for this suit to have. Aside from that, yeah, the weapons. Beam rifle, I do occasionally see people use the beam rifle. Again, I'm more of a hyper bazooka, like, user with this suit, so probably call me, you know, like, part of that whole instant stun meta type of deal. But again, I just think, like, for 700 and just for what it is, it works a bit better, especially since, you know, higher costs, you know, usually people aren't building for, ballistic damage. There are some suits that have it, but it's not really as much as, you know, like I said, compared to beam defense, so that's why another reason I kind of like using the Hyper Bazooka. It's just, you know, I feel like I'm doing a bit more with this weapon, and it does help me set up a lot of the combos that I'm pretty used to using. Combos very well with the beam rifle and the shield. And then, yeah, the Hyper Bazooka, that got some buffs. Very nice cooldown, you know, it's going to make it a lot easier to, again, get stuns. And then the funnels, yeah, again, crucial parts. I keep saying again a lot, but, like, I just gotta cement the idea, like, really the stuff they did buff about it is, like, very crucial parts of the new Gundam's playstyle, being, like, the main weapons, depending on which one you do decide to go with, and those fin funnels, which are going to be a, you know, pretty, like, useful parts of the new Gundam's overall kits, especially since these are, like, one of the funnels that you can use while boosting, so that is another very strong favor for these weapons. Now we're nearing the last 15 seconds of the match here, and yeah, I'm on low health right now, so don't know if I'm going to be able to survive to the end. Looks like I might be able to, or I might try to get, you know, a bit risky, put my shield up, trying to go for the ace here, try to go for the funnels. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get them, but that's going to be timeout mission over. And let's see how we did this match here with the buffed new Gundam. And I didn't get anyone on the board, but I did beat my rival by the looks of it. And I'm going to send a few praises around. And second place overall with 4 kills and 2 loss. Not too shabby there. And yeah, that's going to do it for this match here in the buffed new Gundam. Again, a lot of just good stuff for, like, a suit that already on its own is very decent. Like, I compare it to, like, I'd say, like, the Mark II. That's what I kind of said in my previous video when I talked about the new Gundam. It's like, it's kind of like the Mark II of 700 costs. How it's kind of had, like, a very standard kit that just kind of, like, over time, if they just throw in, like, a few buffs here and there, like, over time, the suit will just kind of be able to hold its own without really much of a hassle. So, kind of like one of the reasons why I do like using it. I think the new Gundam still holds up, and the buffs, you know, just with how minimal they are, really just kind of help that. But that's going to be the end of this video here. Comment down below what you think about the buffed new Gundam. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.